Remember, all you gotta do is stimulate muscle growth effectively. There's what's called junk volume. The more volume you do after you already reached a point where you could.
I'm just killing time, waiting.
I'm just killing time. This whole time. Play this at my funeral. It's easy. How many issues I'm swimming through, fishing around for the truth. This is living proof. Now I don't swim, but
What's going on, YouTube? You're here with the Prez. We're in the garage gym today, and today I'm going to be bringing you a full upper body hybrid training session. And what I'm going to be utilizing today, obviously hybrid style, we're going to be doing calisthenics and weights. And for the weight training exercises, we're going to be using a gift that I was sent by this company, Ativa Fit. So I'm sure you guys have seen adjustable dumbbells. Well, these are pretty much identical, very high quality. You guys are going to see me using it throughout the whole workout today. Very easy to adjust. One good thing about these adjustable dumbbells that I love is the ability that you could literally put the weights down, switch the weight really quickly. You don't got to walk over to a rack. You don't got to rack it, look for new dumbbells. The weights range here from all the way as low as 11 pounds all the way up to 71 pounds. So you get a lot of versatility, a lot of uses with these dumbbells. Again, you can do full body training with this. Shoulders, back, chest, legs, but you're going to see full upper body work. We're going to be hitting 2 to 3 exercises per muscle group today. Like I said, hybrid style. So starting with chest work today, but like always guys, I'm very big on warming up the shoulders. I already went through a full shoulder mobility session. We're just going to do a set of rear delt flies right now. And I have these dumbbells set to 22 pounds each. We're just going to do one set to really hit the back of the shoulders, warm them up, spread out the chest before we get into our first exercise of the day, which is going to be weighted dips. Quick little warm-up set. Really open up the stabilizer. Remember, when you're working chest, the shoulders are a synergist muscle. They stabilize and they help press. But there's a lot more front and side delt work. So to keep that rear delt activated and that whole posterior chain engaged, we just did one set of rear delt flies to start it off. Alright guys, so like I said, we're starting the workout off today with weighted dips. Typically when I'm focusing on my push workout, or my push muscles for that matter, and I'm starting the upper body day with a push exercise, I'm either starting with heavy weighted dips, working in that 4 to 6 rep range, or I'm doing overhead barbell military presses where I'm working in that 4 to 6 rep range. And again, remember, I have about 2 upper body days each week. One upper body day I'm starting with a push focus exercise, the other I'm starting with a pull focus exercise, and then I'll alternate each week. So remember, I'm hitting full upper body twice a week, full lower body twice a week right now on the split that I'm on. And again, I'm pretty much training just 4 times a week with the goal of increasing overall muscle size. So I'm in a surplus of calories now. I'm not trying to expend too much energy, so I'm cutting the overall volume down, going 4 days a week, allowing for proper recovery. So like I said, we're starting with weighted dips. Last time we were working in this rep range of 4 to 6, we ended our top set off at 110 pounds for 6. So we're going to start today with 110. I did 2 warm-up sets leading up to this. I actually did 3 warm-up sets. I did 35-pound dips, 50-pound dips, and then 80-pound dips, all for 5 repetitions. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to strap on 110 for the first working set. We have the 50 and the 60-pound kettlebell. And again, the goal is 6 reps on set 1, and then I'm going to increase for the following 2 sets, trying to hit heavier weight each set. Always falling in that 4 to 6 rep range. Let's go. So we got the 50 and the 60 on. 110 pounds. And look, you see, that was a tough set of 6. So what I think I'm going to actually do is I'm probably going to stay at 110 for all 3 sets and try to really get strong with this 110 pounds. So 2 more sets, 6 reps with the 110 pounds. That's going to be the first exercise for chest. Like I said, full upper body day. We're starting with chest, then back, then shoulders. Let's go. Alright guys, so you can see I'm adding a 2.5 pound weight actually. I want to hit progressive overload each set here. I'm really trying to get a little higher than that 110. I feel like that's been a little bit of a plateau. So I'm going to push myself to 117.5 for the second set. Alright guys, second set, 117.5 on the bar, on the belt. Alright, so this is right after that second set where I did 117.5 for 6. So what I'm going to do there, I'm going to stop doing weighted dips today. 2 sets of 6. I just hit a PR as of late for the new body weight and everything. So 117.5 for 6 was better than the progress that I'd done the previous weighted dip session. So in order to overdo it, in order for me to keep going on and do my next chest exercise without having a negative effect where I'm doing too much volume, where my body can't recover from it, I'm going to call it a wrap at 2 sets of weighted dips, 2 hard working sets. Remember, all you got to do is stimulate muscle growth effectively. There's what's called junk volume. The more volume you do after you already reached a point where you can increase that muscle protein synthesis and encourage growth to happen, you're doing a detriment to yourself now. So now we're going to move on to our next chest exercise. We're going to be using the Ativa Fit adjustable dumbbells. Let's go. Alright guys, 2 working sets of weighted dips done. Last chest exercise of the day is going to be a flat dumbbell bench press where we're working on accumulating volume, falling in that 8 to 15 rep range, right? So now we're going to be moving on to these Ativa adjustable dumbbells. And again, like I said, these are extremely easy to use because I don't got to keep getting up if I want to change weights. If I want to do a drop set, all I got to do is rack them, hit the safety pin, switch the weight, start on with the next working set, right? So let me show you guys. There's a red little button here, which is the safety button. It's still on the 22 pounds from the first warm-up set of rear delt flies. So we're going to jump right to the first working set, and we're going to go right to max weight. 71.5 pounds now. Chest is more than warmed up, and 71 pounds should be more than sufficient amount of weight after being fatigued to still fall in that 8 to 15 rep range for flat dumbbell press. So we hit the safety lock. All we do is turn the 1 dial on one side, 1 dial on the other side, safety lock, and you actually only have to turn the dial on one side. It automatically turns the other side, unlike on the other brands where you have to turn 1 dial and then turn the other dial. And these weights literally effortlessly come out of the rack. Very easy to re-rack, right in, very secure. Let's get this first working set. So I want you guys to pay attention to my form and tempo for these dumbbell bench presses. I've always said chest is one of my weakest muscles when it comes to benching, whether a barbell or dumbbell work. So in order to increase that mind-muscle connection, I'm always very keen on really slowing down the eccentric, meaning the negative portion of the rep. That's how you're going to really feel that chest stretching out and working, and you're going to be able to feel it contract and squeeze when you come into that contraction and at lockout. You very rarely see people doing control repetitions when it comes to bench press work or any type of pressing work. Everyone's always bouncing the weights around. So try to keep them under control. Holy shit. Look, I'm sure you guys noticed that was a struggle, right? And it wasn't due to the fact that the weight was heavy. I said it's going to be an honest review. I'm always honest with you guys, and I'm honest with the company. Listen, I've had many companies send me products that I wouldn't even do a review for. But I've used these before since I've gotten them, just testing them out. But what I haven't done yet is use them for a chest exercise. So what you're going to notice right there is, as soon as I went to rack them, before I started my set and put them on my knees, they weren't stable. You know why? I'm going to demonstrate now. It's still on 71.5 pounds. Switching to safety, we're going to put this all the way down to 11 pounds now, so it's manageable. These ends are too small. Imagine if you have a dumbbell and you got to put it on your leg to rack it, right? You have this little surface and then a bigger surface above it, right? So it's top heavy. You know how much pressure this little point puts on your muscles? Extremely uncomfortable, extremely hard to handle. And then when I went to rack it at the end of the set, you guys saw I would have had to go here normally, right? But with these dumbbells, it was too heavy, too hard to control because they're top heavy as well. So honest review, I would not be using these again for a chest-based exercise or any heavy exercise where I actually have to kick up on my knees, because this design on the end is not optimal, right? When I've used other brands in the past that are adjustable, they actually have a more flush and more unison end, right? So they rest on your knee like a normal weight. So that was the first set of 71. We only caught 8 reps due to the fact that we struggled a lot to get them up, wasted some energy. So I'm going to drop back to my dumbbells now. I'm going to go to 65 pounds, increase the reps, go for 10 to 12, maybe go to 55 after that, or I'll do the remaining 2 sets with 65 pounds. So let's go right to 65s so you guys can see. So now, as you guys can see, look, 65 pounds, I could rest these very, very comfortably on my leg because this whole bottom part is flush, right? It's one size. The whole dumbbell is one size, a lot easier to control. So these Ativa Fit adjustables are not ideal for any type of chest pressing where you gotta stabilize the weights on your knees. Very uncomfortable. Let's get the second set. Same thing here, guys, really focusing on controlling the eccentric portion of the rep. Remember, controlling the negative is going to allow you to feel that mind-muscle connection a lot more efficiently. And as long as you can get that mind-muscle connection down pat, that's how you're going to really start to understand how to stimulate muscle growth. So there's very many ways to stimulate the muscle and progressively overload without having to add more weight, right? So you could slow down a weight, do more reps, keep the tempo under control. There's all ways to progressively overload and increase intensity of an exercise. And you see how easy it is to re-rack the weight after the set. 12 reps on the second set with 65s. I'll stay at 65s, go for one more set of 12. See how easy that was to lift up? Can't do that with the other weights. 1, 2, third set, let's go. Alright, so chest work is done. That was 3 sets of flat dumbbell bench press. You guys saw with these 65s, I was really trying to control the eccentric, trying to get a nice 2 to 3 second controlled lowering of the weight. The 65s aren't that heavy for me, so in order to make them heavier and to keep that tension and stimulation on the muscle to produce maximum muscle growth, really tried slowing them down instead of just repping them out, right? So 2 exercises for chest, done. We're going to do some back work now. Then we got shoulders. Stay tuned. We're going to go again. We're going to try to do another back exercise with the dumbbells, the Ativas. And again, you'll see me doing. First time trying them out for a back exercise. Another honest review on it. Hybrid style training, guys. Let's go. Alright, so moving on to back. Now those first 2 chest exercises we did are going to be very demanding on the nervous system, especially the heavy weighted dips, right? Those 2 working sets, they're not only going to put a lot of tension on the muscles, the joints, they're also going to fry and put a lot of demand onto the nervous system, right? When you're working with heavy loads like that, your body is adapting to heavier and heavier weight. So if I was to go into heavy weighted pull-ups now, it would be a recipe for me overtraining, right, or for frying my nervous system. So what I can do is I could lower the load, maybe around 25 or 35 pound pulls like I've been doing, or we could go for a body weight routine. So now we're gonna play off of the 5MD, which is the 50 pulls, 100 push. And what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna go for 50 body weight pulls for a time as fast as we can. So I'm gonna put my water bottle next to me because I want to grab a sip of water. We got the phone here for the timer. I'm gonna start that up now. Timer, stopwatch, on 0, guys. And I'm gonna start it the second I go. Starting. All right, 25, 45 seconds in. And don't forget, guys, I'm now in a bulk, right? When I started this pull-up challenge, I was 155 pounds, 156 pounds. I'm pushing over just about 160, 161 now. See, pull endurance, slacking. When you don't practice the drill, or if you don't keep those high reps in all the time, the endurance is the first thing to go. $35, going on 2 minutes. $38, 39, 40, 10 more, come on. $42. $44. $45. 313 in. 46. Yo, camera died at 47. I kept the clock running. 343, 47, 48, 49, 50. All right, 357 on the clock. That's with the camera dying, me resetting it up. So give or take 20 seconds, right? 337 to finish the 50 pulls. Not a great number, because if I was doing the 5MD, that would only leave me less than 90 seconds to hit the 100 push. So remember, it's a very tough routine that's really very endurance demanding. And we started with chest work, right? We have a lot of volume and reps under our belt already, from the warm-up sets to the working sets. So getting into the 50 pulls, so the body's gonna be already pre-fatigued before we got into those reps. Not my best performance on bodyweight pull-ups ever, especially when going for time, right? If I want to do a 5MD 50-100, that would leave me less than 90 seconds to hit the 100 pushes, which I know I wasn't gonna get, right? So it's a routine, that 5-minute drill, that endurance is something you gotta continuously work on, right? It's literally, if you don't use it, you're gonna lose it. You won't lose the strength or the skill of doing a pull-up, but in order to hit those high repetitions in a fast amount of time, the more often you train it, the better the nervous system, the better the body adapts to it and gets better at the movement pattern and getting those reps in. It's just like doing cardio. One day, on day one, it might take you 10 minutes to run a mile, but by day 30, you might be running that mile in 7 minutes, right? Same thing with doing pull-ups. The more you practice it for speed and time, the more efficient your body gets at it, the better recovery. So, one more exercise for back now. We're gonna go back to those Ativa Fit adjustable dumbbells and hit some bent over dumbbell rows. Let's see how they work out, given that we're gonna go decently heavy and the weights are gonna be pretty bulky. So let's see how they play out. Let's get it. All right, guys, so now we're gonna be getting into a bent over dumbbell row. So we're gonna switch this weight up. We're gonna hit the safety pin. We're gonna start with 44 pounds on each side. 44 pounds. We're gonna be aiming for sets of 10 to 12. Dual arm, we're not gonna be doing unilateral work today. Bent over rows. Always, guys, stand up straight first. Get your body set, slightly bend the knees. This is a hinging movement, right? Slightly bend the knees. Hinge down, hinge down. Let your arms fall naturally. 1, squeeze that back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Always stand up on the beginning of the reps and at the end of the set. Lock out, then drop the weights. Alright, so third set of rows. Had to cut the camera off for the second one because it keeps overheating. So for the rows, dumbbells work just fine. Kept them at 44 pounds. They literally, heavy dumbbells, they get bulkier and bulkier, right? So at 71 pounds, it's going to be bulky just like a regular dumbbell. And as long as it's not loaded on the shin or the thigh for anything, they work just fine. So last set of 12. Alright, remember, stand up straight first. Hinge, shoulders back, chest up. Squeeze. So, 3 sets of 12. Bent over dumbbell rows, really working on that thickness and that girth of the back. Remember, the pulls are going to work on that V taper. Rowing, our horizontal movement is going to work on that thickness. First exercise for shoulders up next. Remember, hybrid. We got 1 body weight, 1 dumbbell exercise for shoulders. Let's go. Alright, guys, getting to the first shoulder exercise. We're going to do seated dumbbell military presses. So, we're not going to do an Arnold. Remember, Arnold start from the front, more of an internal rotation when we're pressing out. We're going to go for strict presses. Really going to emphasize a lot of stress on that side delt. When you're pressing from the front, you get a lot of front delt as well as side delt activation. When you come into this frontal plane position, you're going to get a lot more activation of that side delt. Really make the delts pop. So we're going to put on 44 pounds on the Ativa Fit adjustable dumbbells. Let's see how they feel. So it's not that heavy weight. So, but again, still, guys, that point, it's very unstable. You can see how shaky it is, right? Again, not ideal to use, right? I'd rather have kicked up with my shins. But we're gonna get this first set done. Again, coming down, really got to control it. You can't let those weights slam, or it's going to fuck your leg up. So that was the first set, done with the dumbbells. Lighter weight might have been easier, but again, once the load gets substantial and you're placing it on your thigh, it's too much pressure on that one point. So for the next 2 sets, I'm actually going to drop to my regular dumbbells. I'm going to stay at 45 pounds, go for 2 more sets of 10. That's the first shoulder exercise of the day. We have 1 more after this. Stay tuned. I'm only going to film the 1 more bodyweight exercise. I'm not going to film the next 2 sets because the camera's going to get hot and die. Alright guys, so this is actually my 4th set of dumbbell shoulder presses. The first one you guys saw, we used the adjustable dumbbells, 44 pounds, and getting it up was a struggle, right? So I said, fuck it, let me move to my dumbbells and go to 45 pound dumbbells for the next 2 sets. But I said, you know what, let's go for 50 pounds for 8 on set 2 with the dumbbells. Grab the 50s with the dumbbells, so much more comfortable. 8 flowed pretty easy, so I went for set 3 with 50, caught 8 again. Now it's been about a 2.5 minute break since set 3. And I want to go for 1 more set of 8 with the 50s, just so you guys can see how much more stable and control I actually have with the dumbbells. And compared to those, these 50s are not as bulky as when those are. Because remember, that has to account for all the weight if it was fully maxed out, 71.5 pounds. So the length of the dumbbell is equivalent to that of the 71. So even if you're using 10 pounds, you're still going to have that big bulk on it, just because it has to be able to support that 71.5 pound load. So set 4, 50 pounds. Watch how much stronger you are with the kick-ups now. Alright, 4 sets, dumbbell shoulder press done. Now we're going to drop in just some body weight handstand holds to fatigue the shoulders and burn out, and that's how we're going to end the session. So, see you at the handstands. Alright guys, and that was the 3rd set of freestanding handstands. Like I said, hybrid style training. We did 1 bodyweight exercise, 1 dumbbell based exercise for our full upper body. 2 exercises for chest, started with weighted dips. Second exercise, dumbbell bench press using the Ativa Fit adjustable dumbbells. Then we went on to some back work, 50 pull-ups per time, right into bent over dumbbell rows, again with the adjustable Ativa Fit dumbbells. Remember, on those chest presses, I wouldn't recommend using these just due to the fact that the mechanics of it, just that point on the bottom, make it too load bearing on a small surface area to be able to control any substantial weight on your legs that you have to kick up. After the back, we went on to shoulder work. We tried doing seated dumbbell shoulder presses with the dumbbells, again with the Ativa Fits. But again, due to the fact that that point on the edge is so small and that circumference is very small, that load on the thigh was just too hard to kick up, right? Caused a lot of pressure on the thigh itself. So we moved to regular dumbbells, and we were actually able to go heavier. Had 4 sets of 8 with the 50s, and then we ended 3 sets freestanding handstand work. So my honest review on the dumbbells is they're decent, right? They have a time and a place. They might be convenient if you want to go on a trip and take some dumbbells with you, because again, it's 2 dumbbells and it has a range of weights, right? Range of loads from all the way from 11 pounds up to 71.5 pounds. So convenience-wise, they're fine. But practicality, when it comes to lifting heavy loads, they're gonna, set you back a little bit because they're gonna be hard to control and hard to use. Unless you got plates to cover on your legs, in my opinion, they're not the best. But it's up to you guys if you want to check them out or not. I'll leave a link in the description. I'll also have a discount code you guys could use. And I'm gonna be honest, these are an expensive pair of dumbbells. The pair of 71.5 max load is over 500 bucks. So, not like they were a cheap pair of dumbbells. I'm sure they put effort into designing them, but this is what people like me are for, right? To give them an honest review. So I hope you guys enjoyed this routine, full hybrid style training. On a bulk now, really trying to put back on some size. When we got down to our lowest weight, we were around 156, 155, just around 10% body fat. Right now I'm probably closer to 12% again, but I increased my calories from the low end of 2,600. I'm back at 3,300 now, which was a slow increase. So I plan on getting all up to 4,000 calories, which would be the highest I ever ate at before. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like the video, it helps the algorithm out. Share it with your friends, your family. Leave a comment. The comments help your algorithms out. I always get back to you guys. Also, you have a question, leave it in the comment section. You have a comment, you want to talk shit, leave it in the comment section. Always, guys, you can contact me through email, barnaturalprez@gmail.com. Instagram, barnatural_fitness. Always putting out new content on there, too. I appreciate all the support, guys, like always. Peace out. Barnaturals.
No sad story, I ain't here for a symphony, no sympathy. When I was on the bench, you wouldn't sit with me. Now I'm on the court and I'm balling, my time's coming.